champions across Africa from different countries. And my name is Joseph Ashola, and I'll be your co-moderator on this session. I'll be inviting my fellow moderator, Mrs. Matangonolu Ledwaba, to continue from here. Thank you very much. And please, would like you to move forward a bit so you can grasp and enjoy as we go. Thank you.
Good morning. We are here again to continue with what we were talking about yesterday, to showcase how African cuisine can be both nutritious and appealing. Firstly, I would like to welcome a representative from NEPAD, Ms. Kifilwe Mwalusi, to come and address us for a bit. Ms. Kifilwe Mwalusi.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you so much, and thank you, moderator, for introducing me, and thanks to the wonderful chefs for this session. I'm just going to give remarks, but I don't like to read remarks, but I'll try. I just want to also appreciate the fact that we are here to celebrate our food culture, our food heritage, and also to remind ourselves that our indigenous foods are very, very important. That's where we get all our nutrients. These are wholesome foods, and it's important that we celebrate our food. And it's also important that our young chefs understand the meaning of, using indigenous crops to promote healthy diets. And I'm also happy that most of them here present have developed some recipes that will be showcased later. So our theme this year, ladies and gentlemen, which is Food, Culture, and Nutrition for Africa's Future, speaks directly to the heart of the new Kampala CAADP strategy, which is going to be a 10-year implementation plan. It's a way of envisioning food systems transformation as a youth-driven, innovative-powered revolution. These young chefs are proving that our indigenous foods are not relics of the past, but resources for the future, rich in nutrition, full of story, and deeply tied to our environmental and economic resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, across this room today, we see the diversity of our continent. From Tanzania, which is ugali na machina, ugali na mchicha, to Cameroon's achu, from Nigeria's ofe and sala, to Rwanda's isombe. Every dish here tells a story of identity and belonging, of the land and the livelihood. When a young chef reimagines these recipes for the modern world, with sustainability, nutrition, and creativity, they are doing more than cooking, but also a creative cooking and showcasing the Africa's rich culture. They are also building value chains, inspiring agro-processing enterprises, and adding dignity to Africa's food economy. Distinguished guests, let me say that for Africa to transform her food systems, we must invest deliberately and boldly in her youth, and that's why we have this youth-led session today. Youth are not the beneficiaries of development, they are architects. The culinary arts, the creative economy, and agripreneurship together from one of the most vibrant intersections where innovation meets tradition. Now, this is where new jobs are created, where value addition begins, and where local consumption can power continental prosperity. We've been talking about how we can promote healthy diets, and this is what we'll be showcasing today. Today, I make this call. Let governments, our development partners, and private actors see events like this not as celebrations, but as investments in skills, in culture, in employment, and in Africa's global competitiveness. Let us institutionalize this Youth Chef Challenge as an annual event going forward. As you know, the Africa Day for Food and Nutrition Security is an annual event which is endorsed by our heads of states, and it's a statutory event that every 30th of October we should celebrate our food culture and discuss issues around nutrition and food security in our continent. So it's our platform to own. It's our own World Food Day in Africa, so we need to embrace it. And indeed, in the next coming years, we will have the same group, different groups celebrating our food culture. So today, I congratulate every young chef standing here. You are ambassadors of Africa's resilience, creativity, and excellence. I thank our partners who have sponsored these young chefs to be here today. FAO, RAF office in Ghana, UNICEF in East and Southern Africa, SARO, World Food Program from the AU Global Office, Sun Movement for mobilizing Sun champions to be here with us, the African Union Development Agency for also sponsoring some of the participants here present, and of course, this is under the platform CAADP Youth for Nutrition Network. And I urge all of us to continue nurturing this important day, that the Young Chef Challenge becomes a permanent feature on Africa's agricultural and cultural calendar. Let us make this event annual and unstoppable, because Africa's food story deserves to be bold every year by her youth through her own flavors that we're going to showcase today. I would like to thank you all for being here today, for participating in this important event. And I would like to encourage the young chef that you see here today to continue this great job. And we do hope that in the next coming years, we'll make it more diverse and have youth across the continent, especially from the North Africa, because we realized that today's event, we didn't have young chefs from North Africa, but we tried to mobilize them. We believe that in the next coming year, we'll have all the regions across Africa to celebrate food culture as part of the deliverables of the new Kampala strategy going forward. Thank you all. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mwaluse. We'd really like, I think, once again to thank Ms. Mwaluse from NEPAD because she made this possible. And then when they actually presented to her, I mean, she encouraged them. So we really like to thank you for believing in young people and giving them an opportunity to showcase what they can do. I think we are running out of time, so I'm going to quickly take you through what is going to happen. I can see the chefs are a bit nervous, but I think they're going to kill it. We are going to have 4 chefs who are going to be kind of competing on the dishes that they have prepared, but because we couldn't get them to cook live and showcase live because of the logistics, so we have asked them to prepare a presentation of how they made the food, what inspired them, and then they need to highlight the nutritional values in there. So without wasting time, I'm going to call the judges. I think I'm not sure if you're gonna be sitting there or you're coming. So I think it's, or you need to be able to, you come up. Yeah? So I'm going to be calling up the judges. I'm going to call Mr. Ndai from Scaling Up Nutrition. Can we give him can you give her a round of applause? And then I'm going to call a FAO representative, Ms. Davy Kamal. Davy? Or anybody from, oh, okay. Thank you. And then I'm going to call NEPAD representative, Ms. Kifilwe Mwalusi. NEPAD representative. She's coming. So while we're still waiting for Ms. Mwalusi, I think we need to just go through the session. So today's session really it's very interactive session. The title of the session is Food, Culture and Nutrition, the Youth Chef Challenge for Africa's Future. So we will spotlight youth leadership and culinary innovation, celebrating traditional African food as instruments of identity, justice and health, while linking creative gastronomy with agripreneurship, nutrition, and food systems. So we are reminded that food is more than just nourishment. It is a cultural language that tells Africa's story through taste, aroma, and tradition. Each dish represents heritage, memory, and resilience, carrying ancestral knowledge forward. By preserving and celebrating indigenous food, we safeguard cultural and community cohesion. So without wasting any time, I'm going to introduce our most talented chefs from different parts of Africa to come and show us what they have made, and please encourage them. And then also, I think afterwards, we're going to take 2 or more questions and then maybe to ask them what inspired them and also encourage them. So I'll first call Chef Els from Cameroon to take us through her presentation and the lovely dish that she has prepared, and then to take us through the inspiration and then why she made it, what inspired. Please welcome Elsa.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Chef Ellie from Cameroon. So I'm here to talk about our Cameroonian indigenous dish called ekwang. So growing up as a child, I grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother was so dear to me. So each time she wants to cook, especially our local indigenous dishes, she's going to call me to sit by her by the fireside and we cook together. So our traditional dish, especially ekwang, is highly nutritive, making it a great option for everybody, a lot of persons, children, youths, aged people. It's very good for everybody. So my grandmother lived for over 150 years. I did not hear her complain of cancer. I did not hear her complain of high blood. I did not hear her complain of gastric and a lot more. So ekwang is a very nutritive meal. And in general, Cameroonian indigenous dishes is very, very good for our health. So I'm just going to go through the process. I can't really see the slide from there. So ekwang to us Cameroonians signifies more than just a dish. It's a representation of culture. It's a representation of love. It's a representation of community. When you want to bring people together, cook ekwang, and you're going to see them come to enjoy the meal. So some of the nutrients found in ekwang, we have cocoyam. It has starch, which provides the body with energy. We have antioxidants, which is found in our African spices, our local African spices. It stimulates appetite. We also have protein. It helps to foster growth in the body and development. We also have minerals and vitamins. It helps to build the immune system. Okay, I also use, talking about blue foods, I use crayfish and meat in making ekwang. Crayfish and meat are high sources of protein. It also helps to foster development of your body. So So it's very, very good for the body. And this aligns with the CAADP goals. CAADP goals talking about food security and agricultural sustainability. So I'll take you through the process of how ekwang is made. So those are my spices. We have cocoyam, fish, meat, crayfish, salt, pepper, different local spices, oil. So this was me sourcing the cocoa leaves. We call them cocoyam leaves directly from my suppliers, like directly from their farm. Very, very nutritive and thus promoting local farmers. Secondly, I had to wash and peel my cocoyams and grate them. Thirdly, in a clean pot, you have to grease the pot with red oil so that when cooking, it does not stick, the ekwang does not burn on the fire. Fourth, we cut our cocoyam leaves into finger slices, and you carefully wrap them with your fingers like this. So after rubbing them, you place it in a crisscross pattern so that it does not scatter when cooking it, and so that water can easily penetrate into the meal. So this is my pot. You put the meat, the dry fish, because meat is tender, so it has to cook for long so that it gets ready. So you put it immediately while cooking. After that, just enjoying the process as a chef, taking and documenting it. So remember I told you I lived with my grandma, and she taught me the authentic way of cooking this ekwang. So in Cameroon, we cook ekwang authentically, traditionally, using the fireside, as you can see. So after putting the pot, you put it on the fire. Sorry, this slide. So this is me. I'm dressed like an Oroko woman. In Cameroon, ekwang originates from the southwest region, and this is typically how the people from those regions dress. This is their traditional dress. After that, you put the pot on the fire, you allow it to cook for some time, you add water, but you don't go immediately when you add water, you don't go immediately putting your spices, because it's a dish that cooks for up to an hour. So if you put your spices at the beginning, it's going to evaporate. So what I do is I cook it for up to 40 minutes, and after 40 minutes, I can now put that black bowl, my grind spices, palm oil, crayfish. So this is it. After that, you allow it to cook again for like 25 minutes. Then this is the final pot. At this time, the aroma, the flavor is gathering all neighbors, everybody in the community. They are ready, and they are just loitering around the house, ready to eat. So this is the final dish. This is the final dish. This is how it looks like. It does not only look good, it also tastes very, very good. And it's very, very nutritive for our body. So the purpose of each of the ingredients used while making the dish. Cocoyam is the main ingredient of the dish. Cocoyam leaves is used to wrap the grated cocoyams. Palm oil, it adds flavor to the dish. I'm not seeing from there. Palm oil, it adds flavor and richness to the dish. African spices, it enhances aroma and flavor to the dish. Meat and crayfish adds flavor, protein to the dish. So respecting tradition and embracing innovation. What did I do to respect tradition? To respect tradition, I use authentic ingredients. I spoke of my local ingredients, the local African spices. I didn't use any continental or all that. So I maintained my African spices, cocoyam leaves. Cocoyam leaves, and I also use the fireside, the African fireside, to make this dish authentic. And this dish is also preserves our culture, the Cameroonian culture. If you're active on media, you will know that Cameroon in Africa has it's one of those African states that has a lot. When I talk about a lot, this is just one of them. So embracing innovation, I use modern plating, Before now, our parents or my grandmother would just make it in a calabash. It's not really appealing. Children will not like to eat it. Meanwhile, it really has those nutrients. So as a chef, I had to make it more appealing, as you can see. And I also had to maintain healthier cooking technique while cooking. Ekwang is being cooked by steaming, so it maintains the nutrients in the food. So talking about sustainable agri-food systems and youth empowerment, Ekwang promotes this. Ekwang promotes our local ingredients. Whenever I want to cook Ekwang, I will source my ingredients from local farmers. I will source my cocoyam leaves from local farmers, thus promoting them and encouraging them, which greatly aligns with the CAADP goals. Sustainable practices, encouraging environmental friendly farming and cooking method. This will help the food to stay in the right nutritive content, because at times we overcook food and it's not good for our body. Before eating it, the food is already, all the nutrients have been lost. So with this Ekwang from Cameroon, it greatly promotes sustainable practices. Then passing down traditional skills, teaching youths traditional cooking methods and recipes, preserving cultural heritage. This simply means that Ekwang is a meal, like this recipe I'm giving to you. This is a recipe that was passed to me from my grandmother. And it's not only ending with me, I'm taking it to the rest, to my children, to my children, to my children. So it's promoting generational recipes. Thank you so much. But before I go, there are parents in the hall and there are grandparents in the hall. I want you to, please, when you go home, when cooking, especially African indigenous dishes, gather your children, tell them to come around. Start from home. Start teaching them the little things. At the time, if you're teaching them now, they might think it's not necessary, but as they grow old, they will remember that Ekwang was from Cameroon, and it's preserving our cultural heritage. Thank you so much. It's a Cameroonian flag.
Any Cameroonians in the room? Any Cameroonian? Guys, I know, can you do it like you do it in Cameroon, please? How do you do it in Cameroon? In South Africa, we say, so how do you do it in Cameroon? So thank you very much. I think from what I took from her is that, in actual fact, I've learned a lot about, so I think else I'm going to buy these ingredients and then I'm going to send you. And I think in South Africa, we do have a Cameroonian shop. I'm going to go there and I'm going to replicate your recipe. I've seen that here, she's demonstrated that innovations allow chefs to reinterpret traditional dishes to meet modern health and sustainability goals. Also, we have seen how she has demonstrated that she sourced her ingredients from local farmers and actually invented the recipe to make it modern. So without wasting any time, I would like us to call Dr. Muzi. And in the meantime, can we get the video from far while we call him Dr. Muzi to come and give us some encouragement on nutrition. And Dr. Muzi.
My name is Fatmata Binta. I am a chef, a storyteller, and I'm proud to work with FAO. My roots are in West Africa, and so is my passion for food, not just as nourishment, but as heritage, healing, and hope. Through Fulani traditions and nomadic cooking, I've seen how food can connect people to the land and to each other. Across Africa and beyond, small-scale farmers, especially women, are feeding communities, preserving knowledge and adapting with strength and creativity. With FAO, we are supporting these change makers to grow, to lead, and to thrive. Whether it's promoting indigenous ingredients or reducing food waste, every choice we make in the kitchen and in the field matters. As FAO celebrates 80 years, let's honor the hands that feed us and commit to a future that is fair, sustainable, and nourishing for all.
I don't know. Is it on? Hello? Oh, is it on? I don't know. No, thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, colleagues. I'm happy to represent FAO to kindly stand in front of you to also bring to the light the support that FAO is giving to this initiative. The promoting of traditional foods is a big priority for us as FAO, and I know it is a big priority for the continent. We've been playing a very key role in developing the Kampala CAADP strategy of 2026 to 2025. In fact, FAO was playing a central role in writing the nutrition chapter. So during the consultation process, all over the regions of Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, Southern Africa, the call for promoting traditional foods was very loud. All stakeholders were mentioning it. It was amazing. So it is a critical area of work that we need to seriously consider. And what other vehicle is even more important than using our youth to promote these traditional underutilized crops? We here in Rwanda, through the support of the government of Rwanda, we really appreciate that support. The country developed a recipe book, an global award-winning recipe book on spices using traditional foods of this beautiful country of Rwanda. At FAO Regional Office for Africa, we developed a compendium with the support of the Forum for Agricultural Research in Africa and other stakeholders, identifying up to hundreds of these traditional underutilized crops, which we are probably using to showcase. Not all of them are there. A lot are being missed. We just use a certain selection criteria to prioritize up to 100 of them. But then these crops, it doesn't necessarily mean crops. I think there are colleagues from Botswana here. We have mopani worms, we have non-wood forest products, which our ancestors have been living on for quite a while. So there's still a lot of work. We shouldn't only focus on crops. Livestock, non-wood forest products, which are also, they need to also come out. So it's important area of work. I would like to thank the African Union, out and apart, for pushing this, driving this forward. We really appreciate this partnership. And of course, our youth that are here, I think more are also out there. They would like to come out and showcase their skills as well. But we cannot have everyone here. But let us make sure that even if you are a youth, you win a lotto, we don't want you to hear that you have abandoned your culinary skills and you are now moving into something else. So use this as a business opportunity, grow with it, and make sure that you help others grow as well, and you create job opportunities for others. I congratulate the chef from Cameroon. It was amazing, and I believe we are still going to hear more amazing stories. If as African Union, FAO, out and apart, we can think of a fully fledged academy of the youth in this sector, I think it can be something that can be more institutionalized and can have a long-lasting memories. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Muzi. So what I took away from you saying food connects directly to economic growth, food security, tourism, and entrepreneurship. Also, I think the highlight of it is that culinary innovation can create employment and value chains that benefit small farmers and communities. Thank you very much. I think without wasting any time, I'm going to call our wonderful chef from Tanzania, George's Kitchen. Let's welcome any Tanzanians in the room. Your yes is... Thank you very much. Welcome.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, my name is George Tumaini. Yeah, we're supposed to do, okay. Madam. Okay, I have two different dishes from Tanzania. Yes, so I think I want to present this one. Okay, we have a long story, short. I think everyone we know ugali, yes? So ugali, it's a part of amazing flour, and water. You can mix together and then you can cook for at least for 1 minute, 10 minutes for, yeah. So this food in Tanzania, we eat in every day. But we are trying to make a different, some, let's say, another dishes, all right? So let's go to the ingredients of one dishes, this one. So we have maize flour, water, and for ugali, And for the, that's one we called kisamvu, madam. I think I want to correct. It's not mchicha, it's kisamvu. Yes. So we have ingredient to make that dishes. So let's go to the make this kisamvu, right? Yes. So kisamvu, it's a part of cassava leaves, all right? So we're supposed to add cassava with in your south pan. We put onion, carrot, and salt to taste, and then water, and boiling at least for 10 minutes to 30 minutes, all right? Because it's very hard, all right? And after boiling, you can put a little bit of pepper and coconut cream, right? Or coconut milk, whatever you have. And the cassava leaves is done to eat, right? With ugali. And let's go to the another dishes. We have beef makange. Beef makange, we want to use beef and boiling at least for 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and then add your onion, garlic, carrots, and bell pepper, salt, black pepper, and lemon to taste. All right. So you can put together on your south pan, and then you can cook at least for 5 minutes, and then it's done. Right? Sorry, I'm very, very shocked. So let's go to the ugali. This is every you can call what? Sorry. Yes, every visitor in Tanzania, if he's visiting in Tanzania, we want to eat ugali because it's a popular food in Tanzania, right? So this one it's ugali, and we cook like a simple. We put maize flour and water, and then voila, it's done. So let's go to the another dishes. This it's we called bitoke. Yes, bitoke. This it's a mixture mixed with banana, meat, and beans. All right. So this we eat in dinner, lunch, or supper. Yes, it's very delicious food in Tanzania, especially in Wahaya. The region is Bukoba. All right. So let's go to the recipe. We have banana, boiling meat, carrots, bell pepper, onion, boiling beans, salt, curry powder a little bit, and fresh pepper, garlic, and coconut milk. Yes, make sure all of the ingredients you will prepare and wash them, and yeah, let's go to the... for these dishes, make sure the meats will cooked very well and the beans will cook very well, and then mix together the all ingredient in one pot, all right? And then cook for at least 10 minutes, and then it's done. It's very delicious food, and it's very simple to make. Yeah, so I think it's done. That is my page. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. George, can we have a round of applause for George? Can I hear Tanzanians in the room? Thank you very much. I think today we're learning something, and then I'll urge you, those who are attending, that when we leave to our respective countries, can we try and replicate these dishes and post about them? And when we do that, and then we teach in the world on like indigenous food are good. So is anybody who's taken the pledge that they're going to replicate the dishes? Anyone? One? Only one person? Yes. So I'm going to try again. Are you guys going to replicate the dishes that you have seen here? Or, because if you say no, it means that the agenda that we're trying to push, promoting indigenous foods, we are wasting our time, because the very same people, the very same Africans, we are not supporting the movement. And I'm going to try again. Are we going to replicate the recipes, or are we going to better them that we see here? Thank you very much. Without wasting any time, I'm going to call a representative from Ms. Lydia to come and give us a word, Ms. Lydia, from WFP. Can we welcome Lydia from WFP? Thank you. So we are doing this so that we can calm the chefs because they're a bit nervous. So we just want to give them time to. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I prepared something, but I'm not going to read it, because today it's about the youth. It's about the chef. So I'll make sure that we give them the floor so that they can express themselves. The topic here is telling us everything about, we can talk a lot about what people call indigenous food. Honestly, I don't like this word indigenous, because as soon as you put indigenous next to food, your kid don't want to eat. So it's traditional food, it's local food, but I don't know, maybe because I'm thinking in French. So really, let's encourage the young chef, because I remember how cumbersome it was for us growing up to come to the kitchen. Sometimes I like the idea of going back to boarding school so that I would not have to cook. And I see young people so passionate about cooking, but, at the end of the day, I end up learning how to cook, because in Africa, if you don't know how to cook, it's hard to find a husband. So, so I think we need to remind our kids that, it's important to cook for so many reasons. But let's think of healthy diets. It's important to cook, but it's important to value our crops, our local food, because it's healthy. And also at WFP, we like those type of initiatives. We promote that in our homegrown school feeding program, because this is where it starts. It starts at early age. And really, I don't think today is about competition. It's about discovering what is happening in your kitchen. It's about discovering how, with your youth minds and with new technology and everything, AI also comes into cooking. So with all those new initiatives, you come up with something that's really, I'm very curious, because when I go back to my daughter who is 24, oh, I said it, now you are calculating my age. I will be able to tell my daughter, I was at this function, and I will show you a picture. I will be able to tell my son who is turning 22 soon, they are also young chef. So don't tell me that you will order a burger. You can cook. So all the best to all of you, and I'm very, very curious of trying everything that you are presenting today. And really, we are proud of you. We are very proud of you because you make cooking a nice experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the words of encouragement for the youth. And I think yesterday we have heard so many speakers talking about, and even the youth themselves, like Africa is a very young continent. And if we don't involve youth, and then if we take decisions on behalf of youth, you are going to be left behind. And I think today is the day that we need to take whatever that we have said we are going to do and involve young people to make decisions. Without wasting any time, I'm going to call Chef Limpo from Zambia. Anybody from Zambia in the room? Zambians in the room? No, I want to hear some ululation. You know?
Zambia Kuchalu.
Thank you.
This is Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Limpo Lisulo, and I am a chef from Lusaka, Zambia. So, my recipe for today, when I was coming up with this recipe, I thought to myself, what exactly can I create that shows and represents Zambia's culture, but then also implements modernity. You know, creativity in shaping traditional food. Food is more than nourishment. It's a culture. It's a cultural language. I feel like for us chefs, it's not just about cooking. It's a language, it's storytelling through cooking. When we get in that kitchen, it's more than just ingredients and chopping and everything. Through the whole process, it's a whole story on its own. Growing up, personally, I grew up eating a lot of kandolo. In our my Zambian country, kandolo is sweet potato. So I was thinking to myself, how can I turn this sweet potato into something indigenous, like something modern, turning traditional food to fine dining mainly. So that's the recipe. That's what I created was a grilled chicken and sweet potato salad with peanut sauce. When people hear salads, it's not mainly what anyone would get. It's because people are not into eating healthy food. They don't want to eat the greens. Every time there's a buffet, they'll leave out the greens. But I thought to myself, what can I create that incorporates protein, vegetables, and a little bit of carbohydrates, not too much, because we know if we are going to be speaking about nutrition, I don't think we need to be eating things in large portions. And I think that's one thing as Africans we really need to capitalize on. If we are going to eat healthy, if we are going to eat nutritious, we need to pick on everything, have a little bit of everything, have some protein, have some carbohydrates, have the vegetables, have vitamins in your dish. I feel like coming from where I come from, Zambia, we mainly capitalize on eating these meals in large portions, which I think going forward needs to change. So when you look at the recipe that I created, grilled chicken and sweet potato salad, it has everything in it. Most times we look at Zambian food through the lens of comfort, familiar, nostalgic, and sometimes afraid to change. We are so scared of changing what our forefathers taught us, what we grew up knowing, to say, because for instance, the main ingredient that's in this salad is sweet potato. Growing up, it was created in a way where it's just put in a pot, put water, boiled, and that's what you eat for breakfast, for lunch, for supper. But I thought to myself, how can I get this sweet potato, knowing that sweet potato is not only found in Zambia, it's a crop that's grown around Africa. How can we get this sweet potato and incorporate it into modernized dishes? So the recipe there shows that you don't even need too much sweet potato. Just one large sweet potato is enough. 2 boneless stainless chicken breasts, 2 cups mixed greens, 1 cup cherry tomatoes, chopped fresh parsley, peanut butter, teaspoons honey, soy sauce, and spices to taste. An interesting thing about this recipe is the sauce, the salad dressing, is actually made of peanut butter and not the usual salad dressings that we buy when we go into a store. I don't think anyone in here would ever imagine that would use peanut butter as a salad dressing. So we get the peanut butter, we get the soy sauce and some spices and honey to taste, just so it has some flavor. Some of the key nutrients that are found in this dish are protein, complex carbohydrates, vitamins and minerals, healthy fats as well. Depending on the dressing used, for this dressing specifically, we have nuts in it, which carry a very minimal amount of fat. Some of the benefits of this dish supports eye health. Mostly we don't want to eat healthy, but one thing we need to realize as Africa is that God has placed these nutrients in our crops. And if we do not embrace them as ourselves, we're going to have people coming in from outside, making use of crops that we grow in our own country, in countries, and it's like they're going to capitalize on crops that we grow ourselves because we don't have the interest to put these dishes out there for them to see. We need to figure out a way of how we can get our African, for instance, in this specific time, talking about Zambian dish, how we can put it out there for people to look at it and be like, this is beautiful. I want to eat this. Tips for a healthier version. Tips on a healthier way of how we can prepare sweet potato. We could bake it, fry it. You know, it's not just the usual boiling, putting it in a pot, and yes, next. So that's a picture of how it looks, and those are the ingredients for the salad dressing that was used. Moving forward to my second recipe, nshima, fish and vegetables. This is a recipe that brings people together in Zambia. if you were to come to Zambia and ask, what do you guys eat? I think the first thing we're going to say is nshima, because that's our staple food. But then I was thinking to myself, how can we get this nshima and modernize it and make it look better, make it look lovely, make it look beautiful to the eye. So the nshima is carbohydrates. It's whole wheat. It's maize meal, and then the vegetables, that's rep. It's called rep in our country. So it's a green leaf that is grown in the backgrounds of your house, and then we have fish as well, grilled fish there with a paper sauce. So I'll slide through the ingredients that are needed. Cooking instructions: we grill the fillets, then we boil the nshima. Most times nshima doesn't really take long to get ready, depending on how you eat it. In our country specifically, we don't eat it very soft. We wait for it to be a little bit hard, not too hard, but then just in between soft and hard. How can us as chefs, shape the culinary industry in Africa? I think it's very important that going forward, I'd like to actually mention that if there are any chefs in this room, it's a very good thing that as youth, we really put our African cuisine out there. Let's plate it the same way we would plate foods from elsewhere. Let's make sure that our meals look as appetizing as they would, because one thing we need to realize is people eat with their eyes before they can eat with their mouth. So if, as Africans, we do not invest in making sure that our foods look good, then we are losing as a continent. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dimpo. Can we give her a round of applause, please? Thank you. So what I got from Dimpo is that I got educated, and I believe that our chefs are advocates for food education, and they also can influence policy when it comes to food and shaping how Africans eat, think, and value their food. Without wasting any time, I'm going to welcome Chef Paco from the Kingdom of Eswatini. Can we? Anybody from Eswatini in the room? Anybody from Eswatini in the room? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanda Mapago, known as Chef Paco from Eswatini. Every time I'm given such platform, I make sure that I'm here just to tell a story about my upbringing through a plate. So that's where I express my emotions, my feelings through a plate. So I try to come up with a dish when we are given this assignment. My dish, I call it Gogo's dish, which is Gogo is Siswati word, which means grandmother. So I grew up in a household full of boys, and my grandmother was the only woman. So she's the one who told me how to cook. She's the one who told me everything, cleaning and cooking. So unfortunately, she passed away in front of me. So that's why every time I come such platform, I'm trying to tell a story about my Gogo's dish. So I call it Gogo's dish, and it's I can't see here, but I'll try to. Okay, it's a pesto which is stuffed chicken breast on a potato puree with amaranth and groundnut sauce and roasted okra. So I make the dish, it's a base of sweet potato. That sweet potato, I make it because it's the base, it represents my grandmother. And then after my grandmother passed away, I went to stay with my mom's sister. So my mom's sister used to cook pap and then go outside and just pick some leaf. And we did not know what those leaves were. And it was amaranth. So I tried to come up with a innovative, with creativity of that amaranth. So I created a sauce, which is amaranth sauce. That green sauce that you see, it's an amaranth sauce. So, and I'm really, really happy to say that this amaranth sauce, you will see it on the shelf at store in Africa. So I come up with it last week. And also, okay, I've told the story about this dish. How did I? Okay, this dish is made of sweet potato. It's made of amaranth leaf. It's made of groundnut. It's chicken breast, and then okay, yes, and then okra. So, and also, why did I stuff the chicken breast with a pesto? So it happened that this year I joined a Standard Bank cook-off competition where I was the second. So when I got a position 2. So this pesto, I was inspired by some women in a rural area whereby they produce product like pesto, like chills. So these women, incredible women, usually they come together and produce products. So that pesto, it's made by women. So in fact, if you can see that plate, it is inspired by women who really play much part in my life. Then you talk about nutrition on this plate. It's chicken breast. It's a lean source of proteins, of body strength and repair. And then you talk about the amaranth leaves, which are rich in iron, calcium, and amino acid. And then you talk about the groundnut, which provide plant-based protein and healthy fat, and then it's improve heart healthy. Then you talk about the sweet potato, which are fiber and promoting good vision and also digestions. And then you talk about the okra, which is a source of antioxidant and vitamin, support immune and gut healthy. So together, these ingredients showcase Africa's capacity for self-sustained nutrients through ingredient and climate resilience crops. So, like I say, this pesto was inspired by those women who make product. So it all of this ingredient is sourced locally. So when I try to create this menu, I tried by all means that this menu you can even, we grow up with our grandmother. They used to plant these things in our home yard. So all of these ingredients, they are planted in our home. You can plant them in your background. Then I tried also to modelize it, to bring creativity, to bring innovation of this plate. And also, I'm trying to showcase Eswatini's culinary heritage and indigenous ingredients. Also, promote the youth-led food innovation aligned with the CAADP, his nutrients and sustainability pillars. Also, I'm trying to honor women in the agriculture and celebration in integration learning. So, you see that broccoli, that's 2 broccoli is the sauce that I made last week. So, and also I will try to make it more appealing so that people can buy it. And also what I did to cook this recipe, the potato, I just roast them and also and then I try to blend them using a coconut cream. And also, you talk about the chicken breast. The chicken breast, I tried them to stuff it with the pesto, and then I just using herbs and salt and pepper. Nothing much, because I'm trying to make this dish healthy. And also, the okra, I also roasted it. We're using a garlic only, and then the dish is, I think that is done. I'm done with it. Then you talk about the nutrition value. It's balanced and wholesome plate using ingredients crop. Then you talk about the cultural. It's deep rooted in Eswatini's food traditional. Also, it is innovation and sustainability model, low waste approach. And also, I try to be creative and present it, colorful, meaningful plate, and also promote local nutrients, youth empowerment, and sustain food system. So this is it. This is how I did it. The chicken and the sauce, and then the okra. Then thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we give the chefs one loud round of applause, please? So what I've taken from the chef is that through food, Africa can tell its own story. Through food, we can celebrate heritage that promotes health and drive sustainable development. Thank you very much for giving them a ear. We are going to give the judges just 2 minutes to wrap up. And please don't go, because then we are going to then call Washington after the judge has announced and given us a view of how they viewed the plate and stuff, because I believe that all of them has done a wonderful job in actually showing us that creativity on what inspired them, and can we give them one round of applause? And after the judges have done with, and we're going to call Washington, and then they're going to then launch the Youth for Nutrition Rwanda chapter. So in the meantime, is there anybody who wants to maybe ask a question or encourage the chefs or make a comment or an observation in what they have? Okay.
Mine is just a comment and encouragement, because I see dignity culture on the plate, if I am to follow the words of Washington. Can we compose some song that accompany your dish, so that when it goes on the Swatini airwaves about the dish, I would think the same to the Cameroonian, so that yes, instead of these songs that we hear, and well, they are very important, but also the youth hear these songs about our traditional food, so that it becomes a part of our, promotion of our traditional foods. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody else who wants to, on that other side? That side. There's a hand there. Sorry? Hi, ma'am. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Thank you.
Totally loved this presentation today. My name is Lucy from Nigeria. I run an agric school, an online agric school, and my comment is an admonition to everyone seated here, especially stakeholders, to say, how do we ensure that we push out knowledge about our indigenous food to children? Can we have these stakeholders fund projects around children cookbooks, books that share a lot of stories about dishes made by our own agricultural produce, so that we are not just preparing for the youth of now, but we are also preparing for the youth of tomorrow, because those ones are critical to avoid the extinction of our local delicacy. Thank you.
Thank you. Any last, this side? And then we'll just get one this side and then one this side, and then we.
Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the youth for the initiatives that you've put across. However, if we want to remain African, I think let's maintain our foods in the African way. When you try to, prepare our dishes, even if it is fish, and you try to talk about the grills and all that, in the African setting, growing up, all I knew was that we would dry fish, sometimes deep fried, sometimes it's prepared with peanut sauce and all that. But also, secondly, I just wanted to interest all the listeners here. As we talk about preserving our African foods, are we looking at preserving the African seeds in their original form? Because currently, as we speak, we are seeing most of the African seeds facing extinction. In that now you have to rely on somebody to supply you with seeds, which was not the case before. So it's important that as we talk about food security, we also look at, preserving our own indigenous seeds. Otherwise, we are going to get to a point where the person that controls the seed actually controls the food. You won't be able to have seeds that you are able to replant if we do not preserve our indigenous seeds. So it's something that I just wanted to tell you and let you know that I lead a team of parliamentarians that are trying to actually now come up with an African charter that will focus on food sovereignty on the African continent. And that discussion is on. We hope to review the draft next year in Ghana, and hopefully we should be able to see all African countries coming up to actually protect their indigenous seeds or veins, whatever plants you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Sakina Usengimana. I have a business that do export of fresh food and vegetables, but also I'm the chairperson of Rwanda Youth in Agribusiness Forum, and also the youth representative in East African Farmer Federation. So I want to congratulate the chef. I think they have done really an amazing job, and also making us really like our own food, because sometimes as young people, we look at the food we consider as African food is not really attracting and also is not interesting, but yet nutritious. I want to share the experience in Rwanda, where last year FAO in partnership with Rwanda Arts Initiative, they launched a book called Uruhimbi, Rwanda Gastronomy and Culinary Arts. So what I'm looking here is really an amazing idea, is how can we really convey all these culinary arts and also these ingredients so that it can be used, and also trying to find a way it can be also monetized so that this chef can continue to be innovative and yet funded, so that we partner with hotel, with even funding schools so that they can continue to bring innovation. And also we always see on Netflix, they're having cooking show, but we don't see an African one. So I think it's another way of thinking how this also can be turned into a business and also monetized, and also bringing really funding that can help universities and education, because creating a curriculum is costly. Doing a menu, coming up with this really menu also costs money, but how is the chef benefiting from that? So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So I think for me, my takeaway is that when Africa's youth cook with purpose, they feed more than stomachs. They feed economies and preserve identities and inspire generation. Can we give our chefs one round of applause? So I'm not sure if the low clapping is because we're hungry. And I'd like to highlight the importance of chefs, because I think more often than not, chefs are not taken seriously. And I think we need to change how chefs are being viewed. But imagine if you wake up in the morning and you come to this conference and you are not given food, how are you going to be the whole day? So you get it, eh? So the importance, and then also, I think I also want to encourage anybody else who is influential in society, because normally I think society thinks that when you're dealing with food, it's less important, and food industry is huge, and you've seen yesterday, I think I didn't even go into detail in what we're trying to do in encouraging chefs to do. The food industry has a lot for them to produce what they need to produce. And then with those policies that are being made, can we also embed into our curriculum to encourage young people, if they want to get into food industry, to do maths and science? Because we have lack of food technologists, we've got lack of food scientists who are going to be able to help us to produce this food and making sure that they are preserved right. So in agreement? Thank you very much. I'm going to call upon Davy to take us through and wrap us, for us and give us an overview of what.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. So my name is Davy, and I am a journalist and a content creator and also a writer. I focus more on culture and arts. And for me, chefs are artists. They are artists because they create something new, inspired by what we see. And art is something that helps societies paint a picture of the moment and also connect moments through times and cultures and ways of life. And as we have seen it through their presentation, they have been able to connect what our grandparents used to do, what our parents used to teach us, and then what we can do today with crops, traditional crops. There's someone who said indigenous crops is not very glamorous, let's say, or attractive as a word, but it is what it is. And it is up to the chefs and with the support of organizations like these ones to transform this idea of traditional crops being just something to be used from the past or just in rural areas, but to become something that can be glamorous and attract the eye. And that gastronomy and the art of cuisine is an art that has to be celebrated. And that will contribute also to having more, let's say, stronger food systems. Because if they create local gastronomy that young people, families, influencers, and all of that are talking about, people will go and buy those local crops. And then farmers will be able to develop them. And yeah, that's something that I think is very important. And I loved what they did. They presented as very good work, and also the way it was presented. As a content creator, I was looking at the pictures and seeing how this could be on those cooking shows, international cooking shows that we see, and it looked the same. And I'm sure it tastes better. Yeah, I'm sure, because we know that taste, and it speaks more to us more than anything that would come from abroad. So yeah, quickly what I just wanted to say is that chefs are artists. The way of cuisine, the gastronomy is a part of arts, and it can be an added value to the food system. And thank you very much.
I'm going to call Ms. Kifilo Malusi to close for us and give us the results of the results, and then just give an overview.
Just give me a tough job, but thank you so much, the moderator. We don't have results because all of them were best. They did their best, and we appreciate the effort and commitment from the young chefs, you know, putting together their traditional cuisine, storytelling from how they learn how to cook, and, you know, embedding what they developed, creativeness to the agri-food systems, you know, work that we do here, and how this is aligning with the work that the AU and all the partners that are here. I think it's important also to share good nutrition as they were speaking to the recipes and the inspiration behind the recipes that they have presented. So we'd like to encourage them to really work hard. And as my colleague said from FAO, I think it's important to create a platform like culinary skill school for them, so that we can also, you know, try to exchange the skills and support the work that they do and showcase what they do through also recipe development and collating the recipes today and develop the recipes and maybe showcase them in different bookshops. In 2023 in Zambia, the chefs developed some recipes, and we were able, through the support of GAIN, Global Alliance for Improved Nutrition, and WFP, we're able to actually print those recipes. And as we speak, those recipes are actually showcased within the AUDA website. So ideally, we want to grow this initiative and encourage more chefs actually to participate in this important platform. So to us, everyone is a winner. And we hope to get more chefs next year across the continent. So we want to transition, ladies and gentlemen, to the Rwanda chapter, where we want to launch the youth in Rwanda to be part of the CAADP Youth for Nutrition. It's a movement, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to let Mr. Washington to come and take us through this journey of Rwanda chapter and support youth in Rwanda to contribute to the acceleration of the Malabo and the new Kampala. As you know, we are here for Kampala Agri-Food System Strategy in the next 10 years of implementation. So can we have a song as we transition to the new chapter of Rwanda? IT? We want to shake a little bit as Washington comes through to take us through the Rwanda chapter launch. We don't sleep. Let's wake up. We can't hear.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, this song DJ, thank you. DJ, thank you. Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so happy and excited to see you. The moment that we have been waiting for has finally arrived. This is the moment that we have been waiting for, where we are going to launch our second chapter for the CAADP Youth for Nutrition Initiative. And I remember way back when I was still at high school. So I remember what we used to do is agriculture was a practical subject. And my father, he asked me to say, okay, Washington, what is it that you want to do? I hear that you are being asked to choose a practical subject. Your mother has told me what you want to do, but I want to hear it from you. So I looked at him and I said, Daddy, I want to do agriculture. I regretted the day that I was born, because for him, agriculture was something for failed people. It was something that those who had failed in life would do. But ladies and gentlemen, we are here to clean that mentality, because it's a wrong mentality. And I think that is why we are also not having a lot of young people in this sector. So let me say, the struggle for food and security, the struggle for nutrition, it's a struggle of our lifetime. This is a generational struggle, and it's a struggle that we are not going to lose. It's a struggle that we are going to win. But as I said yesterday, this is something that requires collaboration from all sectors, collaboration from development partners, collaboration from the private sector, collaboration from the young people themselves. That is why we launched the Youth for Nutrition Initiative, which is a movement that is led by young people for young people. So at the heart of this initiative is the belief, is the simple, undeniable truth that in order to transform food systems, you cannot do it alone without young people. You cannot do it alone with young people. We need young people as equal partners. And as I have said, young people, we don't believe that we are leaders of tomorrow. We are not prophets, so we are not so sure if we are going to be there tomorrow. We are leading today, and we are also leading tomorrow. So what happened? A journey that began in Accra in 2022, where young people across the region gathered. We came up with an idea to launch this movement, to create this movement, the Youth for Nutrition Initiative, which is coordinated by ADFNS. So after the deliberations from Accra, Ghana, we then officially launched the Youth for Nutrition Initiative at a gathering like this in Lusaka, Zambia. And from Lusaka, Zambia, we launched our first chapter in Zimbabwe during the 20th CAADP partnership platform, which I happen to lead. And now we are here in Kigali. The movement is growing and the journey is growing. We are that generation and we are that breed of leaders that we have been waiting for. One of our founding fathers, the late Dr. Joshua Ngomo, he once said, Zimbabwe will never die. Young people shall come to its rescue. I do resonate with these words. The food and security fight is a fight that we are going to win. It's a fight that Africa is never going to lose, because the young generation, us young people, we are going to come to its rescue. Thank you so much. I'm not running for office. I'm not trying to be political. We are here to launch the Youth for Nutrition Initiative. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is both an honor and a privilege to invite our keynote speaker for this session before we launch this initiative. As I have said, this fight that we are fighting, it requires intergenerational partnership. And to me, intergenerational partnership is like a phone and a charger. Now, the old, they are the socket. They have got the resources. And they also encompass wisdom. And us young people, the youth, we are the phone, brimming with new ideas of innovation. But now, if the charger refuses to charge a phone, or if the phone refuses to be charged, then it means when it's time for work, both they become ineffective. That is the reason, that is the idea why we believe in intergenerational partnership. And we have already started to receive messages from the old generation to say, young people, we believe in this fight that you are fighting, and we want to partner with you, we want to mentor you, and we are making phone calls, we are sending messages. Those who want to support this initiative, the door is open, because this is a collaborative fight, and it requires integrated approach. We need everyone on board. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to take this very opportunity to invite our keynote speaker, Chef Claude, who is a certified executive chef with 15 years of experience in the international and African food and beverage industry. He is based here in Rwanda, and as a member of the Chef's Manifesto, a global network of over 1,100 chefs, he has developed skills and a passion to help deliver sustainable food systems, focusing on 8 thematic areas tied to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Young people, can we arise and put our hands together as we receive our keynote speaker?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for the nice introduction. Like you said, my name is Chef Claude, professional chef for over 30 years. Being a food champion myself, I would like first to congratulate the chefs who were here before for the wonderful initiative that they are doing. Obviously, I'm not a youth anymore, but I used to be. But I really support the Youth for Nutrition program, what they're aiming to do. And like he said, it's about collaboration. We know chef's part, chef's role. I like what the young chefs did, because the chef role today is to change the narrative. The narrative to be big part of the big story about how we can end anger in the world, how we can eradicate hunger in the world. So it will come from chefs. Why do I say chefs? Chefs set trends. Chefs influence what people eat. If chefs get together, create a certain menus, it becomes popular. Then what happens is the farmer will need to adjust and produce those kind of food. So if we could create this type of collaboration between chefs, farmers, it would be easier to advocate for how to reduce hunger in the world. What happens is chefs, all the chefs, wherever they are, what they have in common, at the essence of every chef, there's this passion for feeding people. So we all have that. So now, what we need to figure out is what can we do to achieve a bigger role, how to do change in the world. I happen to be part of many chef associations. Rwanda Chef Association as the Secretary General. I'm also part on the board of African Chef Alliance, which is also part of the World Chef Alliance. Every year on October 20th, we celebrate International Chef Day. And every year there's a team. And this year team, which was like 2 weeks ago, actually about 10 days ago, it's called Food Explorer. What Food Explorer means is discover, create, inspire. And what they asked us to do today, which is totally aligned with Youth for Nutrition, is to get closer to the younger generation, to children, to younger generation, to interest them into healthy cooking, to know what would be the good ingredients to use. So it's totally aligned with what Youth Nutrition for Africa is trying to do. And so when they approached me, I was very happy to be part of this. That being said, with our younger generation also of chefs, we want them to promote more plant-based diet. Also support your local farmer. The more we support our local farmers, we're gonna be creating like a, how can I say, like a circular economy so that we all gonna grow together. Really thank you for your attention and for my short remark. It's a pleasure and honor to be here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chef. Thank you so much. I call him mentor. He does not only mentor chefs, he also mentors us young people. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not going to waste much time, but I understand that if you hear many people saying they are not going to waste much of your time, they end up doing completely the opposite of what they've promised you that they won't do. I'm being genuine, I'm not going to waste much of your time. So we are going to hear from the young people themselves, and in the next 15 minutes, we are going to engage and hear from young people across the continent. And we have 3 panelists. Allow me to invite Mr. Dr. Rodney Mutombo from Women Excel Trust. Can we put our hands together as he's coming to the stage? Advocate Rodney Mutombo. May I also invite Gloria Mutesi. She is an agri-tech practitioner based here in Rwanda. May we also put our hands as she comes to the stage. And our last panelist is from Nigeria, my brother Raymond from the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. May we put our hands together as he comes to the stage. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, lady and gentlemen. So we are just going to be brief and precise so that we get into the most exciting moment, the moment that we are waiting for. And I'm going to pose a question to you, and you just try to be brief in terms of making your submissions. And let me start with the host, that is Gloria. And before I do that, I must congratulate your government, because as far as the issue of agriculture and empowering young women, particularly in agriculture, is concerned, Rwanda has showed us how it is done, and it's something that we truly applaud as young people. So the question to you, Gloria, is as an agri-tech practitioner on the front lines in Rwanda, you see this dynamic every day, and given your experience, how can we effectively empower African youth to shift from being mere beneficiaries to becoming co-creators and implementers on nutrition policies. This has become a norm to say most of the times we get invited to the table, but the agenda would already been set without us. So it's sort of like it becomes a token of appreciation. So can you help us answer that question in the next 5 minutes, Gloria? Thank you.
Thank you so much. My name is Gloria, like they said. I'm an agri-tech practitioner. So I've been in agriculture sector for about like 4 years as a young person, but I've always had a passion for it. So specifically reflecting on what he asked is that in Africa, more than like 60% of youth are under like 35 years old, but it's still a problem that even though we see a large number of youth, but youth are more like engaged in agriculture, as farmers, as processors, traders, and even innovators. But despite this demographic power, many young people remain on a periphery of agriculture. So saying this, they are often seen as beneficiaries instead of being seen as architects of transformation. So I have like 3 critical enablers that I would like to illustrate so that we make sure that young people are more exposed and more into taking the policy, not like sitting like on the table with the governors, the government, but more of being able to be a part of people that are equal contributors. So firstly is that they should have a voice and representation. And secondly is that youth needs knowledge and skills. They need mentorship, capacity building from our people that are like elder than us so that they are able to equip us into what is really being happening and the movement that we as the youth can take part and lead as well. So if I say in voice and representation, I want to really emphasize that in most of the cases, youth are being like invited on the policy tables, but it's rarely that what they say or the suggestion that they give it, it's rarely that is being implemented or being written. So they are more seen as observers, but what they want is to be like equal contributors. So government agencies, I'm calling you out, or any other institution, to even be able to let youth be able to take part into the implementation and to even give them a voice in policy making and policy suggestions. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gloria, for being quick, precise, and straight to the point. Without wasting much time, Rodney, our time is now limited. But given your experience working with women-led organizations like Women Excel Trust, what specific strategies are you employing to ensure that young women and girls are not just included, but are leading the way in agri-nutrition, innovation, and leadership?
All right, thank you, Washington. In my experience working with women-led organizations in Zimbabwe and across Africa, I think the best practice is to ensure that there is quality policy advocacy. We need to push for gender-responsive food policies and equitable access to resources. Also, we also need to invest in local knowledge amplification. We need to leverage on women farmers' indigenous knowledge to drive sustainability as well as agri-practice. We need to hear from women themselves, what are they experiencing, the lived experiences that they're having. Also, we need to have data and evidence, generate sex-aggregated data to inform inclusive nutrition as well as agri-policy decisions. I think those are some of the best practices as well. As I always say that, in essence, women-led organizations are the heartbeat of inclusive food systems transformation. Because when women lead, I do believe that communities also do thrive. Yeah, I think I can give it back to you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the work that your organization is doing, Rodney. It's very important. And I think it's fair to say inclusive and resilient food systems is impossible without unlocking the full potential of women and girls, as we have said. So thank you so much for that. Now coming to you, my brother, Raymond, We were there together in Accra, Ghana in 2022 when we gathered young people to come up with this initiative. Based on your experience, what are the most effective strategies for African youth to shift from being mere beneficiaries to becoming genuine co-creators and implementers of food and nutrition policies, and what practical steps can they take to ensure these national policies actually translate into tangible results within their local communities?
Thank you very much, Washington. So I'll start by saying youth must be actors. It's very important that we note that. Nobody is going to give you any table anymore. You are going to create that table and carry the seat and sit on that table. So youth must be consistent in their advocacy for the rights and the opportunities they want. And most importantly, we have a tool as youths, which is being innovative. When you are very innovative, everybody will look for you. People will find you wherever you are. So I think youths should use this opportunity to create opportunities around nutrition, food systems, be innovative about it. Look for ways that you can create solutions that can solve the community problems around this. The policymakers will find you. I'm a young person, and I also work in the government system, and I understand how these decisions are made. When you're relevant, they will find you. Youths, we need to be very relevant. We need to be useful to the society. We need to show our worth. And most importantly, because of time, I'm trying to rush up, we need to keep advocating for what we believe in. Our voice is our weapon. Social media is our weapon. Let's use it and keep shouting. Let's keep crying. Let's keep advocating for our voice to be heard. And trust me, nobody will keep ignoring our voice. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Raymond. Indeed, our voice is our greatest weapon. Let us keep on making noise until they hear us, until they open doors for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm quickly going to invite the representative for the Youth for Nutrition Rwanda chapter to release and issue the call for action and officially announce the call and officially announce the launch for the Rwanda chapter CAADP Youth for Nutrition. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Washington. My name is Gloria again, and I would like to lead this as I'm the new chapter lead. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, partners, my fellow young leaders of Africa, and my beloved brothers and sisters of Rwanda. I stand before you today not just as a young Rwandan, but as a bearer of new energy, a new hope, and a new chapter of our continent, the CAADP Youth for Nutrition Rwanda chapter. We are gathered in a city that knows the profound power of transformation. Kigali stands as a testament to what is possible when vision, resilience, and collective action converge. Today, we channel that same spirit towards one of our most fundamental challenges, the food on our plates and the nourishment in our bodies. The data is not just a number. It is a tide of eyes of a child struggling to concentrate in school. It is the stunted potential of a young entrepreneur who lacks the energy to build her dream. It is the preventable burden on our healthcare systems. This is the reality we inherit, but this is a reality we absolutely refuse to accept. That is why today is not just a launch, it is a declaration that the energy, innovation, and unwavering determination of Africa's systems, youth are now being formally harnessed in the fight of nutrition security. Spearheaded by ADFNS, this initiative recognizes a simple yet revolutionary truth by equipping young people with knowledge, a platform, and resources. We unlock a wave of innovation and advocacy capable of transforming Africa's food system. From the official launch in Lusaka in 2023 to gaining momentum in Harare in 2024, we've built a movement. The landmark victory of Zimbabwe chapter showed us something critical. This model works. It is proof that when young people are given a platform, knowledge, and resources, we unlock a wave of innovation and advocacy capable of transforming everything. And now, in 2025, the baton has been passed, the spotlight has shifted, the energy has moved from the halls of Harare to the heart of Kigali. The movement is growing, and right now it is the time. This is Rwanda's moment. Today, with immense pride and purpose, we launched the CAADP Youth for Nutrition Rwanda chapter. This is not a ceremonial gesture, this is a strategy declaration. We are planting our flag in East Africa, and we choose Rwanda for a reason. We are a nation that has shown the world the power of resilience, the strength of unity, the audacity to believe in transformed future. Our dynamic youth population, backed by our own leadership in development, it is the perfect engine to drive the agri-food system transformation forward. The time from Rwanda to lead this charge is now. So what does this new chapter look like? It looks like action. This chapter is about youth engagement, mobilizing the brilliant minds in our universities, the entrepreneurs in our communities, and the advocates in our villages. We are giving voice to a generation ready to champion nutrition from the ground up. This chapter is about awareness and advocacy. We will use every tool we have, from social media campaigns to community radio, to make nutrition a household conversation. We will advocate for policies that invest in our health, our farmers, and our future. This chapter is a collaboration. We extend our hands to our government, to the private sector, to our leaders, and to our development partners. This challenge is too great for any group of one to solve. We must co-create, we must pattern, we must unite. My fellow young people, the time of waiting is over. The future of our continent health is not a spectator sport. It is a hands-on, get your fingers in the soil of kind of work. Therefore, this is our call to action. To my fellow youth of Rwanda and across Africa, our time is now. Do not wait for an invitation. The momentum is here. Join this chapter. Bring your ideas, your energy, your frustration, and your hope. Let us be architects of food secure continent. Let us be the farmers using smart technology. Let the nutrition educating our communities, the entrepreneur creating fortified foods, the advocate holding our leaders accountable. We are the solution we have been waiting for, in our time to build this now. To our leaders and partners in government, the private sector, and the development institution, partner with us, invest in us, trust us, fund our ideas, integrate our solution into your national plans, and open the doors for us to lead. This call to action must be more than words on a paper. The energy is here, the model is proven. Let us not miss this moment. We are not just the future, we are at the present. We are the stewards of Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, and the Africa I want is well nourished. So, from the hills of Kigali, a new sound is rising. It is the sound of a generation claiming its power. It is the sound of Shovers breaking new ground. It is the sound of continent feeding itself. The Rwanda chapter is launched. The momentum from Harare is now ours. The next chapter is written by our hands. Let us move forward together and build a legacy of health, prosperity that will nourish generation to come. Thank you. Murakoze cyane.
Thank you so much, Gloria. The moment that we have been waiting for is here, and the moment is now. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. This marks the official launch of the CAADP Youth for Nutrition Rwanda chapter. And allow me to invite the young people who are part of this movement, youth from Rwanda, who are going to push this agenda. Young people from Rwanda, I invite you to the front so that we can also have a group photo. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Can we please put our hands together for them as they go back to their seats? And we officially launched the Rwandan chapter. Thank you to everyone. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for waiting behind for the launch of the Rwandan chapter and also for the CHEF event. We really appreciate it. And please put your hands together once again for everyone who has waited behind. Put your hands together for yourself as well. We've come to the end of our SiIDE events, and we hope to see you next year as youths as well. A few announcements. The lunch is going to be holding in 2 restaurants, and there will be no voucher for today. So the first restaurant is Lada, and the second one is Filini. We can always find our way there. And also for those who collected the transcription mic, please kindly leave it on your table. They will pick it from there. Look forward to seeing you all again. And next year, we hope to see many more youths across Africa. Bye. Oh, please, DJ, the song, Wake Up. It's time for African youths to wake up and take the stage. I believe that in 2063, many of the people in this room will not be here. We, the youths, will be alive, and it's our time. Thank you. Yes.
So as the DJ is preparing the music, just to remind you that in the afternoon after lunch, we'll be having a seed systems session here led by AGRA, and it's on strengthening Africa's seed systems through strategic partnerships and evidence-based investments. So I want to welcome all of you. Immediately after lunch, we'll be having the seed systems session so that we can share on this very key value chain in the agri-food systems. Thanks. So DJ.